This year, college football has seen its fair share of elite talent. I'm here with Drew Gentry and Cam Taylor to break down this year's Heisman race. So Cam, who's your surprise contender for the Heisman this year?
This year, my surprise contender is Dwayne Haskins from Ohio State. He's leading the nation in touchdown passes with 25. He's third in the nation in passing yards, and he's completing 71.7% of his passes right now, which is seventh in the country.
But how do you call a surprise contender somebody that was ranked like in the top 3 coming into the season for it? Him, Tua, and I don't even know. I think Will Grier was the number 3 coming into the season along with Kyler Murray. So a top 5 pick, not really a surprise contender to me.
I mean, for me, I felt it was still a lot of questions coming into the season on the offense with losing an all-time great OSU player like J.T. Barrett, who's been in the program for 5 years. And there was a lot of talent. They returned 6 receivers, but there was still just a lot of questions. You've only seen this guy play in a Michigan game once.
We get that. I get a little inexperienced. Always thought to be, you never know what's going to be. I chose A.J. Dillon as my pick. He's Boston College's running back. Absolute monster. Watched him in person a few weeks ago against Wake Forest, where he went 33 carries for 185 yards and a touchdown. And then early in the season, he went on 6 carries, 149 yards, and 3 TDs. Yes, that's against an FCS opponent in Holy Cross, but you cannot expect people to put that kind of numbers up consistently. He's averaging over 6 yards a carry and has 652 yards on the season. It's a ridiculous stat line. I know it's been a quarterback-dominated conversation. I don't think he will win it, but I think he's being underrepresented so far.
I mean, I put him in that same class of running backs with Benny Snell at Kentucky, Bryce Love at Stanford, and Miles Sanders at Penn State. Those are all great running backs who can do it all, catch the ball out of the backfield and run the ball.
Well, here's the thing about the Heisman. It's usually a quarterback-dominated race anyway, so seeing a running back in front running might be good. But who do you have winning the Heisman, Drew?
I have Will Grier out of West Virginia. The dude's a stud. He showed out when he was at Florida. He's continually progressed. And having a 71.2% completion rating, and they're 5-0. The Big 12 is kind of loaded this year, and they're 5-0. The only reason they're not 6-0 is a game got canceled. They were supposed to come down, play NC State, and whoa, we missed a really good matchup of top 25 teams with that. So you never really know what he would have done. But he hasn't thrown for less than 332 yards in a game this season. That's absolutely absurd, especially on a college level in this run and gun game where you run it and then you throw a Hail Mary. That's not really how he's been playing. Without them, I don't think West Virginia is even in the conversation.
For me, it's that guy down there at Alabama. I think the Heisman's going back to Tuscaloosa this December. I think Tua is the best quarterback Nick Saban's ever had in the program at Bama. He's leading the nation in completion percentage. He has yet to throw a pick, and he's yet to even throw a pass in the fourth quarter because they don't even need him. They're blowing out their opponents. They lead the nation in scoring.
I would take that away from him. The fact that he hasn't played in the fourth quarter and their team has still put up dominance throughout all 4 quarters. So anybody can come into that Alabama system right now. They're that deep and still put up the numbers that he's doing. Yeah, the 0 interceptions thing, absolutely outstanding. The fact that he hasn't had to come into the fourth quarter, absolutely outstanding. But the fact that people are putting up the same numbers in the same offense is kind of like
I would just
judgmental.
disagree with you a little bit because the previous 5 championship Alabama teams they've been averaging around 35 points per game. This year they're averaging 56 points per game.
This team's, that's what I'm saying as well. They're just so well-rounded. I'm not saying this isn't the best quarterback that they've had. It's just
I count Tua as a big part of why you see that jump in points per game and how well the team's efficiently.
They also haven't had to outscore their opponents, so we'll see, or shoot out, so we'll see. That's all we have for college football this week, but next I'll be joined at the desk with Corey Bloom and Nora Green to break down the NFL awards thus far this season. Stay tuned.